Have you ever noticed how someone suddenly craves your attention and realizes your worth the moment you decide to step back? It's that powerful shift when you choose to focus on yourself, to grow and move on, that makes them see you in a new light. They only want you when you no longer want them. As you reclaim your strength, they begin to feel the void your absence creates, and suddenly they can't imagine life without you. It's as if they're struck by a lightning bolt of regret, realizing what they've lost, proof that she only wants you when you no longer want them. But let's be clear, this isn't just some random twist of fate. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Lao Tzu: when you shift your energy inward, you force them to confront the reality of your absence. They're left to face the harsh truth that they took you for granted, and now the thought of losing you is unbearable. It's said, don't chase. Let them realize they need you, not the other way around. By focusing on your own growth, you naturally become more magnetic, more desirable. It's as if a switch has been flipped, and now they're drawn to you with a newfound intensity. They start to see what they've been missing, and the regret only deepens. They find themselves craving your attention, longing for the connection they undervalued when they had it. So if you're ready to harness this power and make them realize just how much they need you, prepare yourself. We're about to explore 9 undeniable truths that will show you exactly why they only want you when you no longer want them. This journey isn't just about shifting the balance, it's about taking control of your life and your worth. Here's a challenge to set the stage. If you're ready to become that person who effortlessly occupies their thoughts, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I deserve better." This is more than a catchy line. It's a commitment to mastering these Stoic principles and becoming someone unforgettable. As you cultivate this mindset, let your actions leave an indelible mark, making them think about you over and over again. Let's see who's ready to embrace this transformation and start mastering the art of becoming an irresistible thought in someone's mind. Number 1. Natural absence. Imagine the power of absence, a force so subtle, yet so profoundly impactful. It's like the quiet before a storm, the stillness that holds the weight of something significant. You might wonder, can simply stepping back truly make someone desire your presence more? Surprisingly, it does. Think about it. When you're constantly available, always there at the drop of a hat, people begin to take your presence for granted. Your texts, calls, and appearances become the background noise of their lives, comforting yet often unnoticed. But then out of nowhere, you decide to pull back. You start focusing on your own journey, your own growth, and suddenly you're no longer a constant in their life. It's in this absence that the real magic unfolds. Picture this. Your absence is like a missing piece in a puzzle they didn't even know they were trying to solve. There's now a void, a gaping hole where you once were. And here's something curious about voids. They have an intense aversion to emptiness. They yearn to be filled, and that's when they start to realize, wait, where did you go? How did I not see how much I needed you? Let's bring in some classic American wisdom to make sense of this. You don't know what you've got until it's gone. Your absence is like that cliffhanger at the end of an intense episode. They're left on the edge, anxiously waiting for what comes next. And here's where it gets even more intriguing. Absence doesn't just make the heart grow fonder, it sends the mind into a whirlpool of thoughts. They begin to picture all the things you might be doing without them, all the joy you could be experiencing, and, wait for it, all the new people who might be catching your eye. Suddenly, they're not the center of your universe anymore, and guess what? They want back in. But let's pause for a moment and get one thing straight. This isn't about playing games or manipulation. No, this is something far deeper. This is about recognizing your intrinsic worth. It's about understanding that your value is not defined by someone else's immediate recognition of it. By stepping back, you're not just showing them what they're missing, you're reaffirming to yourself what you deserve. So embrace the enigmatic power of absence. It's more than just a tactic. It's a reflection of self-respect. When you choose to step back, you're granting others the opportunity to realize just how much you matter in their lives. And if they don't, well, that's a revelation in itself. It's their loss, not yours. Keep growing, keep focusing on your own path, and remember that sometimes the most profound statement you can make is through your absence. Because when you truly value yourself, the right people will begin to value you in ways you never imagined. Isn't that astonishing? Number 2, the transformation and left her wanting more. It's fascinating, isn't it? The idea that not giving her attention could actually make her want you more. It almost feels counterintuitive, like you're breaking some unspoken rule of romance. But here's where things get intriguing. This approach taps into something ancient, something deeply ingrained in our psyche. You see, even though the world has evolved, those primal instincts, those urges to chase what's elusive, still guide our behaviors, especially in relationships. Think about it. When something desirable seems just out of reach, what do? We don't just walk away. No, we're compelled to close the gap, to pursue it until it's within our grasp. This applies not just to things, but to people too. And here's where it gets even more surprising. By not always being available, by creating a bit of distance, you're actually sparking her curiosity. You're making her wonder, why isn't he texting me back right away? What's he up to? And that little bit of mystery, it's incredibly captivating. Imagine someone constantly bombarding you with messages, always trying to get your attention. Sure, it's flattering at first, but eventually it becomes too much, doesn't it? You start to feel suffocated, maybe even a bit annoyed. That's human nature. It's like the psychological concept of intermittent reinforcement, the idea that unpredictable rewards create a stronger bond than constant, predictable attention. For many women, this unpredictability, this slight air of mystery, is far more exciting and attractive than someone who's always there, always saying yes. Now here's the part that might catch you off guard. By maintaining your emotional balance, by not relentlessly pursuing her, you're not just protecting your peace of mind, you're also increasing your appeal. She starts to see you differently. You're no longer just the guy who's always available. You're someone with your own life, your own ambitions, your own principles. You're not desperate for her attention, and that independence, it's magnetic. Picture this. You're always available, always saying yes, always bending to her requests. It seems like you're showing interest, right? But over time, she might start taking you for granted. It's just too easy. Now flip the script. When you prioritize your own goals, your own interests, your social life, and sometimes, even just sometimes, turn down her invitations because you have other commitments, something changes. Suddenly she's curious. What's he doing that's more important than spending time with me? That curiosity drives her interest, makes her invest more in pursuing you. In essence, by not always being available, you're triggering her pursuit instinct, which aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings. It's not about playing games, it's about maintaining your dignity, your emotional health, and making yourself more desirable in the process. The key: focus on your own life. Cultivate that aura of mystery and independence, because those are the qualities that naturally draw people in. Isn't it fascinating how this shift creates a more balanced, healthier dynamic in relationships? It's not just about getting her attention, it's about creating space for something deeper, something more meaningful. And if you've made it this far, it means you're curious too. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below or just type "Stop Chasing" if this resonates with you. Your feedback helps us keep the conversation going, to create content that truly speaks to you. So what do you think? Isn't there something almost mesmerizing about this dynamic shift? Number 3. Bring independence to creating compelling paths. One of the most intriguing aspects of human relationships is the magnetism of independence. It's almost like magic. Something shifts, and suddenly, people find themselves drawn to you in ways they never were before. Imagine this. You've always been the one reaching out, the one who's there without fail. You're the reliable presence, the one they can count on. But then, something inside you changes. You stop waiting by the phone, stop bending over backward to fit into their schedule. Instead, you start living for yourself. And then, like a switch being flipped, they start to notice. It's as if the very air around you has changed. You're no longer just the person who was always available. You're someone who's thriving on your own, building a life that's rich, full, and completely independent of them. This transformation is captivating. Why? Because independence is incredibly attractive. It's like you're sending out a signal that says, I am whole, I am valuable on my own. Isn't it fascinating how this works? You were always there, but now that you're not, your absence is felt more strongly than your presence ever was. It's as if they're seeing you clearly for the first time, not as the person who's always around, but as someone who's living life on their own terms. And this realization, it hits them like a ton of bricks. They start to see you as more than just an option. You're now someone they want to be close to, someone whose attention they crave because you're not just giving it away freely anymore. This shift isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about embracing your self-worth. When you focus on yourself, when you live in harmony with who you are, just as Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, you radiate a quiet confidence that others can't help but be drawn to. You're not seeking their validation, and that in itself is incredibly powerful. It's like you're saying, I don't need you to complete me. I am already complete. This is where the true beauty of independence lies. It's not about shutting people out or building walls. When you prioritize your goals, your happiness, and your growth, you naturally become someone others want to be around. You're living a life that's full, rich, and entirely your own, and that's something they can't help but find attractive. So embrace your independence, not as a way to distance yourself, but as a way to enrich your life. This shift in how you live and perceive yourself doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. And in the end, your independence isn't just attractive, it's empowering. So go out there, live your best life, and let others realize just how much they want to be a part of it. Number 4. Good quality emotions will be lively and attractive. Cultivating emotional equilibrium is an art, a key to navigating life with grace and poise, especially when it comes to relationships. It's a game changer, particularly in interactions with women. Imagine this. Instead of reacting impulsively, you choose to selectively disengage and maintain your composure. This isn't about being aloof or uncaring. It's about demonstrating profound emotional balance and discipline. When your self-esteem isn't tied to external validation, you become unshakable, a quality that's inherently attractive. Picture a scenario where a woman tests your boundaries or seeks constant reassurance. Most people would feel the urge to react immediately, to say something, to do something. But you pause, you breathe. You don't let the situation control you. This isn't about ignoring her or being indifferent. Far from it. It's about showing that you're not easily swayed by what's happening around you. Like the Stoics taught, focus on your internal state, not the external noise. This kind of emotional resilience sends a powerful message. You're in control of your own well-being, and that kind of strength is magnetic. Let's say she's being elusive, sending mixed signals to gauge your interest. Instead of jumping to respond or showing signs of frustration, you take your time. You reflect on your values and decide how to proceed thoughtfully. This kind of response underscores your emotional stability, setting you apart as someone who's not just confident, but self-assured and deeply grounded. As they say in America, still waters run deep. Your calm demeanor, rooted in Stoic virtues, naturally projects confidence and stability, traits that draw people in. Emotional equilibrium isn't about being detached or cold. It's about staying centered no matter what life throws at you. It's about showing that you can keep your cool, even in the face of uncertainty or challenges. This kind of resilience isn't just admirable, it's captivating. It lays the foundation for deeper, more meaningful connections. When you embody the teachings of the Stoics and cultivate emotional balance, you do more than just improve your life. You create an atmosphere that naturally attracts others, especially women. They see in you a pillar of strength, a source of reliability, someone worth their time and affection. It's like the saying goes, you attract what you are. When you radiate inner calm and strength, you naturally draw in relationships that are more meaningful and genuine. So embrace your emotional balance. It's not just a skill, it's your secret weapon. A force that not only enriches your life, but also deepens your connections with those around you. Number 5, confidence and magic. Let's embark on a journey into the realm of confidence, a realm where transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Imagine confidence as a magical force that subtly but powerfully draws people to you. The moment you stop craving someone else's attention, something extraordinary happens. You start to radiate. It's as if a hidden switch inside you flips, and suddenly, you're walking with a newfound grace. Your smile shines brighter, and you embody an unshakable self-assurance. Picture this scenario. You once lingered in someone else's world, perhaps feeling a bit insecure, constantly seeking their validation. But then, a pivotal shift occurs. You let go of that dependency and instead you channel your energy into your own growth and happiness. And just like that, everything changes. You're no longer the person who waits for their attention. You've become someone living fully and vibrantly. By choosing to respond with confidence, you send a powerful signal. Your self-worth is defined by you, not by them. And, let's be honest, that's incredibly alluring. Here's a touch of humor to illustrate. It's as if you were a caterpillar that transformed into a butterfly, leaving everyone wondering, where did that little bug go? Now you're soaring with vibrant wings, utterly out of reach. In the end, the true power of confidence lies not just in its ability to attract others, but in how it empowers you. It's the realization that your value is independent of anyone else's approval. As the saying goes, confidence isn't walking into a room thinking you're better than anyone, it's walking in not having to compare yourself to anyone. So keep evolving, keep shining, and let your confidence be the beacon that guides you. Number 6, the emphasis on what could have been. Let's talk about something that really stings. The pain of regret. Ever notice how people often realize what they had only after it's gone? It's like that classic line, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, but with a Stoic twist. Imagine this, you've been there for someone, always supportive, always caring, but they didn't appreciate it. Then one day you decide to focus on yourself, and suddenly, bam, they're hit with the cold, hard truth of what they've lost. Regret is like a ghost that haunts the mind, whispering, what have you done? It's not just about missing you. It's about the deep, gnawing pain of knowing they had something great and let it slip away. Seneca once said, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. For them, that ending is the beginning of their regret, and it's a tough lesson to learn. Regret has a way of making people replay all those moments they took you for granted, all the times they failed to see your worth. It's like they're stuck in a loop, realizing over and over again what they've lost. That's when they start wanting you back, more than ever, craving a second chance even though they know deep down that it might never come. So, if you ever feel unappreciated, remember this. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back and let them feel the pain of regret. It's not about being cruel, it's about allowing them to see your true value. And who knows, that regret might just be the catalyst for a new beginning, one where they finally understand that you were the one they truly needed all along. Stay strong, keep focusing on your growth, and let their regret be a testament to your worth. As the saying goes, sometimes you have to let go to see if there was anything worth holding on to. You are worth it, and never forget that. Number 7. The less the rarer. Let's take a moment to marvel at the rarity effect, this fascinating concept that flips everything on its head. Have you ever noticed how people suddenly become more interested when you stop chasing them? It's like magic, but there's psychology behind it. We're all wired to crave what we can't easily have. Think of it like that last slice of cake at a party. You didn't care much when the whole cake was there, but now that it's almost gone, it's the only thing you can think about. Weird, right? Now apply that same idea to relationships. When you're always available, always there, it's like you become part of the background. They get used to it, expect it. But the moment you pull back, shift the focus onto yourself, something incredible happens. It's like you were a light that flickered out, and suddenly, they're standing in the dark, wondering where that glow went. Your absence becomes noticeable, and in that moment, your value skyrockets. Imagine it. You were the one always sending those quick replies, always saying yes, always around. But then you step back, take some space to live your life fully, pursue your passions, and suddenly, bam, they feel the void. It's as if they suddenly see what they had all along, but never really appreciated. Funny how that works, isn't it? Here's a little humorous throwback. Remember when you were a kid and you'd ignore your toys until one of your friends wanted to play with them? All of a sudden, that toy became the most exciting thing ever. It's almost like we never fully grow out of that. We're naturally drawn to what seems just out of reach, like moths to a flame. But let's get one thing straight. This isn't about playing mind games or trying to be mysterious for the sake of it. No, this is about genuinely living your life, investing in your growth, and putting your own happiness first. When you're busy thriving, people notice. They start to realize that your presence isn't just something they can take for granted. They miss you, crave your attention, and suddenly, that connection they thought was a given becomes something they truly value. Picture it. They're sitting there wondering, where's she been? Why hasn't he called? They start feeling the gap you left, and that's when it hits them. They miss you. And not just for the attention you gave, but because you've shown them that your time and energy are precious. The rarity effect is a beautiful reminder that sometimes the best way to be seen is to step back. By doing less, you actually become more. You're not just anyone. You're someone worth missing. And when you start treating yourself like that, trust me, others will too. Number 8, uncertainty and mystery. Let's step into the fascinating realm of uncertainty and mystery. Isn't it intriguing how people are irresistibly drawn to what they don't quite understand? Especially when they thought they had you all figured out. Suddenly you pull back, create some distance, and just like that, they're left puzzled, replaying every conversation in their head, trying to crack the code of what happened. And you can't help but marvel at the way it gets under their skin, right? Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't about mind games or manipulation. No, it's something deeper. It's about leaning into a stoic mindset, understanding that you don't need to constantly justify yourself or seek their validation. Why should you? You're more than that. Here's the kicker. Mystery breeds curiosity. They start wondering, why hasn't she texted me today? Or, what's he been up to? And before you know it, that uncertainty begins to work in your favor. It's like when you're watching a great mystery movie and every unanswered question just pulls you further in. People thrive on curiosity, and when they're curious about you, well, that's where the magic happens. Suddenly they're missing your presence and realizing that the certainty they once had is now slipping through their fingers. And isn't that fascinating? The way it draws them in, like gravity. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about shutting down or ghosting anyone. It's about showing that you have a life, a full, vibrant existence that doesn't revolve around anyone else's approval. You've got passions, ambitions, and goals that demand your focus. And when you prioritize those things, they start seeing you in a new light. It's like they finally realize, wait a second, maybe I shouldn't have taken this for granted. That's the beauty of it. You're not just playing hard to get. You're living a life that's worth getting to know. And when they come rushing back, it's not because you pulled some clever trick, but because they've finally woken up to the fact that you are someone worth pursuing. So keep doing you, keep shining bright, and let them figure out just how valuable your presence really is. Because trust me, they will. Number 9, turn the tables. Let's explore this transformative idea, the reversal of roles. It's almost like a plot twist in a movie, so simple, yet so powerful. Picture this. You were once the one always chasing, always seeking validation, always the first to reach out. But then, something shifts. You turn your attention inward, and suddenly, the roles flip. They're now the ones chasing you. By stepping back and no longer seeking their approval, you reclaim your power. It's like a switch has been flipped in their mind. They start to wonder, why aren't you chasing me anymore? What's changed? And in that moment, they realize the value you've always brought to the table. Think about it. You used to be the one initiating everything. The one always texting first, always making plans. But now, there's a noticeable absence, and it throws them off balance. Suddenly, they're the ones scrambling for your attention, trying to win back what they never fully appreciated before. It's not about playing games, it's about recognizing your own worth. And when you do that, when you focus on your own growth, your own happiness, you naturally become the prize. There's a powerful truth in this. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. In stepping back and embracing your independence, you're not just gaining control, you're teaching them a profound lesson about your value. So keep shining, keep growing, and watch how the roles reverse in your favor. Your journey to self-worth is nothing short of inspiring, and the best part is, you're in control of the story now. You've got this. Number 10, the jealous reactions. Here's the thing. Jealousy is a strange, almost elusive emotion. Picture this. You're moving forward, diving headfirst into new passions, making new connections. Life's exciting, right? But then, something shifts in the way they look at you. It's subtle, but you can sense it, like a spark has been lit inside them, one they didn't even see coming. You've been their go-to, their source of comfort, attention, maybe even a little admiration. But now you're branching out, focusing on your own growth, and suddenly they're feeling this twinge, this pang of jealousy. It's classic, really. You don't know what you've got until it's gone. And now, as they watch you thrive, exploring new interests, maybe getting close to someone else, they're rethinking what they let slip through their fingers. Imagine it. You're out there, living your best life, fully engaged, and then they see you, really see you. That jealousy they're feeling, it's more than just missing you. It's a wake-up call, a reminder of your worth, of what they had and lost. And here's where the wisdom kicks in. You see, by focusing on your own joy and growth, you're not just living for yourself, you're creating this ripple effect. Their jealousy, it's not about you really. It's a reflection of the impact you've made, the value you've always brought into their life. So here's the thing, don't hold back. Keep living your best life, embrace those new adventures, and let them see just how much you're evolving. That pang of jealousy? It's proof of your significance, a testament to what they truly valued, even if they didn't realize it before. Keep shining, stay grounded in who you are, and let them feel that loss. Your journey of self-discovery and fulfillment is your greatest strength. Their reaction? Just proof that you've always been worth more than they knew. So there you have it, 10 undeniable proofs that she only wants you when you no longer want them. When you focus on your growth and self-worth, it becomes clear who truly values you and who only sees your worth once you've moved on. Embracing your own path is the ultimate act of self-love and power. Remember, the key to happiness is not in seeking validation from others, but in finding fulfillment within yourself. If this resonates with you, show your support by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to The Stoic Goddess for more insights on navigating relationships and living a fulfilling life. Share your thoughts in the comments and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.